Want a dead simple way to instantly boost your sales that most marketers completely miss? If you're trying to sell anything and you're not using this, you're leaving money on the table and giving your competition the edge. Hi, I'm James I. Bond, author of the best-selling book Brain Glue and one of America's leading behavioral management specialists. I've worked with some of the most iconic business minds in the world, including Warren Buffett, Saul Price, who founded Price Club and Costco, and more. Now think about it. Would you rather sound clever or make more sales? Well, today I'm going to show you a brain hack that top marketers are using to massively increase trust, believability, and sales. And you're about to see exactly how it works in real life. Now, this has blown the minds of thousands of marketers and changed how they're now selling their ideas and products. If you're in marketing and you don't know this, you have a massive disadvantage. But don't just take my word for it. Jack Canfield, who sold more than $1 billion worth of books and courses, is forcing everything that gets sold in his company to use this and other tools that come from my Brain Glue book. Now, that's how powerful this is. So let's start with this. Are you good with rhyme? Roses are red, violets are blue. 20 and 1 is 20. Now, most people say 22, but actually 20 and 1 is 21. How about this? Jack and Jill went up the... You know the next word, don't you? Now, if you're like most people, you remember this, even if the last time you heard it was 10, 20, maybe 50 years ago or more. I mean, for me, it was about 60 years ago because I'm old, so what can I say? Now, this is the power of rhyme, but using it in just about all your marketing is something few marketers use, even though it has incredible power. In fact, I'll reveal to you the one rhyme that almost bankrupted the biggest bread company in the world in just a minute. But first, understand this. A major study called Rhyme as Reason has demonstrated that rhyme is perceived as more memorable, more accurate, and more trusted than ordinary statements. One of their famous tests had these two phrases: birds of a feather flock together. And what they compared it to was birds of a feather flock conjointly. And by a massive margin, most people found the rhyme more believable by a long shot. Okay, how about this? Celebrity OJ Simpson got freed from an almost certain guilty verdict in a murder trial when his attorney told the jury, if the glove doesn't fit, you have to acquit. Now, he was referring to a glove they believed belonged to the murderer that OJ acted like it didn't fit him. After the trial, two of the jurors were asked, with all that evidence against OJ, why'd you find him not guilty? And one answered while the other nodded her head in agreement. We knew if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. The glove didn't fit, so we had to acquit. That's the power of rhyme. So powerful, it can actually get someone freed from an almost certain guilty verdict in a murder trial. But that's just for starters. In the early 20th century, Wonder Bread dominated the bread industry by inventing sliced bread. Now, remember that phrase? That's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And most people don't realize that refers to Wonder Bread. Now, for 10 years, Wonder Bread dominated the bread industry because of that, because they invented sliced bread. But then competitors came up with a simple rhyming phrase that suddenly threw them almost into bankruptcy almost overnight. Do you know this phrase? The whiter your bread, the quicker you're dead. Back then, pellagra was like we experienced with COVID, where people were getting sick and dying. Now, for pellagra, you needed vitamin B3 to fight off the illness. The problem, because Wonder Bread was dyed white, it was bleached white, that killed off just about all the vitamins and minerals in the bread they had. So eventually they added vitamins and minerals, especially niacin, which has lots of vitamin B3, and they were able to recover somewhat. But they never returned to dominate the industry, all because of that simple phrase. The whiter your bread, the quicker you're dead. Okay, here comes the number one rhyme that changed U.S. politics forever. Lyndon Baines Johnson used the phrase all the way with LBJ, which is him, Lyndon Baines Johnson, LBJ, all the way with LBJ, to help him get elected president of the United States. But protesters who were against the Vietnam War that America was in came up with the phrase, "Hey, hey, LBJ, how many kids have you killed today?" Causing a massive increase in the impact they had against the war. Now, I just mentioned negative examples, but rhyme strengthens positives as well. Think it's a coincidence that so many blockbuster products use rhymes? Like shake and bake, lean cuisine, famous Amos cookies, pooper scooper, elf on a shelf, squatty potty. In the 1950s and 60s, Timex created a heavy duty watch that helped them dominate the industry with the help of the phrase, "It takes a licking and keeps on ticking." Guess who dominates the paper towel industry? Bounty, the quicker picker upper.
You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent, the new formula with IMP gets teeth much whiter. You can see it cleans the stains and film away, while Irium fights tooth decay. You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent.
That phrase helped Pepsodent dominate the toothpaste industry for a while. Once competitors came on the scene, rather than keeping Pepsodent awesome and improving it, they let others beat them with tooth whitening quality, which shows that an awesome rhyming phrase can get you to the top of the industry, but you still have to have a good product to stay there. How about this? If you want to help the environment, remember this: give a hoot, don't pollute. Ridiculously, they changed that blockbuster rhyme to lend a hand, care for the land. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, some marketers don't get the simplicity and power of an awesome pitch phrase. Motivational speaker Zig Ziglar was famous with the help of this phrase. We all need a checkup from the neck up to avoid stinking thinking. Is that rhyme? Yep. How about this? If I was competing with OJ Simpson's lawyer when he said, "If the glove doesn't fit, you have to acquit," I would have responded with, "Remember, he's an actor. You have to love how he faked the glove." Okay? Okay, so how can you come up with a rhyming phrase that will help you sell more of the products and services you're trying to sell? Start by listing at least five words that relate to whatever you're selling. Then you can use ChatGPT or another AI service to help get a list of all the words that rhyme with those words. And from that, finding a power rhyme could be easier than you ever expected. Now, here's how I applied this for my book, Brain Glue. Since it helps marketers strengthen their pitch, that got me to start with the word pitch. So what are some words that rhyme with the word pitch? How about rich? Switch your pitch if you want to get rich. That could work. What else? Well, my book, Brain Glue, simplifies how you win a buyer. What rhymes with buyer? How about desire, fire? Brain Glue shows you how to light the fire of desire in your buyer. See how that works? Now remember this, if you're a marketer and you don't consider applying rhyme, you may have a massive disadvantage and you probably don't even realize it. And by the way, rhyme is one of 14 brain triggers that I uncovered in my book, Brain Glue, on Amazon. That was a finalist as the best business book of the year by Publishers Weekly because it's helped so many marketers expand the results of just about everything that they're trying to sell. You can check it out yourself at yesbrainglue.com. And if you like this video, click like, share, and subscribe so you can get access to more of the videos that I'm creating. For now, start thinking of what rhymes with your 5 keywords that describe your product or service, and let me know what happens. Enjoy.